Now, swimmers are being urged to avoid more than 50 beaches across England and Wales because of raw sewage that is being pumped just off the shoreline into the sea. Beaches in East Sussex, for instance, they were closed today. Untreated wastewater released into the sea at the shoreline. Significant electrical problems at a nearby pumping station. They were blamed for the closure of Bexhill and Normans Bay beaches. Southern Water said the firm was deeply sorry as it understood the distress this causes. Here's an open water swimming coach, Hannah Waller, who can talk about how this affects things and indeed her business. Hannah, welcome to you. How does it affect your business, if at all?
It affects my business considerably, actually, being that I'm an open water coach and I like to swim in the seas around the coast where I am. So, yeah, it's had a huge effect on my business.
Can you see it, Hannah? Can you smell it?
In some areas, yes. In other areas, not so bad. You can definitely tell the colour of the water has changed, but you can't necessarily smell it, no.
Yeah, so, I mean, in terms of knowing it's there, I mean, are you relying on the warnings from the water companies, or do people say, or is it something that's observable locally?
Yeah, so we rely on the Environment Agency reports, and also I use the Surfers Against Sewage app to show when the pumping stations have made these storm discharges. But in all honesty, we're fairly used to it now. Unfortunately, it's become quite a regular occurrence when we get heavy rain. We expect these storm discharges and sewage to be released into our rivers and sea.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a difficult question in a sense, but where the sewage that's being washed out, is it coming from the hinterland? Is it coming from miles inland? Is it just a local coastal village that's where it's coming from? It feels rude to be prying into this stuff, but it gives us a picture of what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think it depends how close the villages and the coast are to the pumping stations. Like where I live in Newquay, we've got 3 pumping stations within the space of 5 miles, which is really close. So it's going to all be local stuff, runoff from the town and the villages nearby, and they're all going to be filtering into these pumping stations. And with the heavy rainfall as well, it makes it worse. But there is sewage in that as well, just because our systems just can't handle it. They just can't deal with that amount coming out at once.